If you're like me and said, I can do this before actually knowing what doing this was going to entail, then you've ended up on the right side of the internet.
I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're my baby.
Today, we're doing my 3-year-old starter locks, and after watching a few YouTube videos, I knew I was ready to take on this task. I mean, how hard can it really be? Well, it turns out it actually wasn't hard. So I'm going to share all of the tools, products, and techniques we use to do my son's starter locks. So here's what you're going to need: a coiling comb, since that is going to be the method that we use to start these locks, a rat tail comb for nice and clean parts, metal clips to secure the locks, a spray bottle of water or a light leave-in conditioner just to hydrate the hair, a lock gel, and a scalp oil. Everything, of course, will be linked down below. Before we got started today, I actually washed and conditioned his hair a couple days ago so that I could split up the process because I knew that that would be the best thing for my sanity and his. So I put his hair in these 2-strand twists so it'd be easier to go section by section for his starter locks. So when we're actually starting the lock, I first section his hair and make sure my parts are really clean because ideally this will be the foundation of his locks for years to come. So we want to make sure we're starting off on the right foot. I then add a good amount of lock gel to this section before twisting the lock. You can also add some water or lightweight leave-in conditioner to prep this hair too. I'm using the small end of the coiling comb to grab onto his hair and twist it. This is not hard, but does take a little bit of muscle memory to get into the groove of, and you want to make sure that your section is combed through. So detangling beforehand is really key to just make the process easier on your child. Once you've done the coiling part at the root and the first top half of the hair, then you're just going to use your palms to continue to reinforce that coil or that twist that we created with the coiling comb for the rest of the hair. Once you finish that lock, you're going to use a metal clip to secure it and so that it can set. So this is really important if you want to keep the locks really neat and tight because the hair does need a few minutes to settle into that style. And I just repeated this process throughout his entire head, and it all went pretty smooth. I'm gonna let the rest of this video play out and keep going so you can see how we end up. We made it. We did it. Now for the finishing touches. We're going to take the clips down, but you can add a scalp oil before or after this part. But the scalp oil is key because you're not going to be adding a lot of products to the hair throughout the next few weeks. With starter locks, especially, you want to touch them as minimally as possible. So using a spray bottle of water on a regular basis is about all you need, and a good scalp oil. All in all, I think this process from the 2-strand twist to finished starter locks took us about 3 hours total. So keep that in mind if you're wanting to plan out your child's starter locks and what that process is going to look like for y'all. I'd highly suggest splitting up wash day and the styling day. That was really helpful for us, and I think will be helpful, especially if you have little kids that don't like to sit down. As for sleeping, my husband put this do-rag on him and it worked for a little bit, but definitely did not stay on overnight. So we actually tried using a stocking cap the next day and that worked a ton better. I hope hope this video helps you get an idea of how you can start your child's lock journey, and keep up with us as I continue to share Micah's lock journey here on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.
I know